Thank you for tuning in to Tech for Wreck. Today we're here to talk about a lot of things, but one of the most important things that we're here to talk about is this sim racing rig by Fanatic. Fanatec to some. You know how people get with the pronunciation situation. Bing! But anyway, I myself that's gotten into this whole ordeal of sim racing, my guy. It's been quite an experience. But for some apparent reason, this one kind of sort of like draws my attention to a certain extent, because at some points I see it like, all right, them little sticks that's holding the chair look like so skinny and like fragile. But then again, I got the GT Apex Omega Apex stand, and that thing is solid. That thing is holding up my wheelbase tremendously good. I mean, only once in a blue you get like a, it's not a shake, it's not like a rattle, it's like a whoo, and that's because holy snap, Fanatic, you heard? If you dealing with this sim racing, you might hit something or the wrong left when you should have went right, or right when you should have went left, and it pop, and it's like a vibration lift, like a. You get it? It's just weird to explain. But other than that, it rarely never happens. But it's like a lift. Like you feel like, holy snap, that sometimes I had my wife run, like, yo, what the hell was that? Oh, sorry, babes. That's the sim rig. This is not a toy. This will break your hand. Right? So anyway, but other than that, the GT, it's been amazing. I see a lot of dudes, and I'm going to show it to you right now in a second. Listen, guys, Pop, for those guys that plan on making content and you need graphics cards, I have a few extra products in technology. In fact, I have a lot that I've accumulated throughout time of buying and making content and making videos, and we give them away. So if you need something, it's free of charge. I don't want nothing back from you. I don't expect nothing back from you. I'm not a weirdo. I've been making content on this platform and other various platforms for over 13 years. I'm the same guy from the show called On the Lockout, and the links are in the description, so you could go see. Like, you can see my face. I'm not a bot. I'm not AI. I'm an actual human being with a heart that's been through so much in my life, and I'm just grateful that I was able to learn tech and learn how to build computers. And I show my gratefulness by giving back to others. We also have people that are members of our platforms and that are supporters. And like, we got like 2 or 3 guys that in the past have donated stuff to the channel for us in return to give to other people tech. And we've done that. I myself, respectfully, I don't need like what they gave the channel. You get it? I picked it up. Yo, I'm here, Pop. I picked it up to re-give it to somebody that needs it, and that was always been the goal. And the guys that donated it said, look, I know you don't need it, but you could give it to somebody that could use it, and you could find people faster than I can. You have a little audience, which respectfully, it made sense. So, but with that being said, I've bought a few other graphics cards. I've gave away keyboards, mouses. I have a lot of mouses, over 20 mouses. I have over 8 graphics cards to give away. I have Quadros that I've been holding for a long time, like collectibles, and it's time to let a lot of this stuff go. We got fans, Leon Lee fans, Corsair fans, budget cheap fans, but they're amazing, right? Because not all the time, because something costs less means that it's worse. I've bought Corsair fans, and then for damn near $300 for a pack of 3, and then bought fans that were $35, and the $35 ones do way 1,000 times a better job cooling than the Corsair. This is just facts. So it's not the money you spend, is how the thing works, right? And a lot of times it's what you pair things with, like the combo. When it comes to technology, like CPUs, GPUs, is the combo. I see dudes, when it comes to sim, only getting 70 FPS in a Assetto Corsa. And they got a way stronger graphics card and setup than me and you. And I'm using a 3060 Ti at times with a 5800X, and my FPS is over 200. Facts. On a bad day. At 1440p. So, you know, it just depends, you know, on what you're doing, what you're putting together, your motherboard. It has a lot to do with all that. I know dudes that got 40 series that can't get not even 180 FPS. I seen it, and I'm like, how, bro? So, if you want to know how or what settings I use, let me know in the comment section, and I'll make a video on that. But I just been planning on buying this one. But let me show you the one that I got, and with my setup and how I utilize it. With my Fanatic wheelbase. So you see it there behind me. I'm just showing you so you can see like the top of it, right? It's no longer by that desk. It's somewhere else. Because I put like a 32-inch screen, which that monitor was amazing. I'm going to show you in a second too in this video. So this video is going to be a little long, but it's a video that you're going to want to see if you ever plan on doing this, because it has a lot of information if you pay attention. And sometimes we want real fast videos, and fast don't make it. If you got to go watch another video, you're wasting more time when you just could have got all that info in one place. Facts. But anyway, right there, those stickers on it where it says Fanatic on the sim stand, I added them there. So you see at the bottom, all the way down there where the chair is at, that little box that's there, that little line, that holds the wheels from the chair. So the reason why I got a stand and not like a super actual big rig was because that Apex GT Omega Apex could convert into the sim with the other piece when you buy the chair and the other piece, right? So when I got this one, it was like 200 with tax, 2 something. It's on sale. And I think it's back out. I'm not quite sure. But it was at the last price point I seen, there was like 150. And I was like, wow, this is a sturdy one. And I see a lot of guys when they using even a Logitech G29 that I got. And their whole thing, their stand be rattling. You hear the little screws. I'm like, what the? Huh? Like, what is he doing? Right? Like, I wouldn't even make up respectfully, and I'm not trying to disrespect nobody, and I know some people don't got it like that, and some do. Some people are young. They're not getting to money yet. You're not of that age. But a lot of these dudes are older. Like my dude, you couldn't save a little 40, 50 more bucks and just get a sturdier one. And then sometimes people didn't know. And then sometimes the company gives it to them to make a video. And at that point, you know, you're getting something for free. You can't be choosy. But I would throw that away. Because for that, you just put it on your desk. Anyway, with that being said, this one is sturdy. Not because I have it, because I'm honest. And as you can see, for like a few days, I used the Fanatec wheelbase with a Logitech shifter. So it could be used with this cable right here. And I'm going to place this in the link in the description. Pop. This converts it into like a standalone shifter. And this is made by the same dude, Leonardo. Well, that guy is amazing because he's the same guy that I wind up. I got the handbrake right here on the desk. I don't know how I got back here. I try to get everything off this desk. But the handbrake, it went bad like 2 days later. The Amazon one, I say this story all the time. After paying 90 bucks, it's on sale for 70 because it's 64-bit or whatever that means, right? Pop. And the Windows update did something that cabling didn't work no more. So I bought I switched the motherboard. I bought a motherboard for 30-something bucks. Now it's amazing. So if your handbrake goes bad, you don't have to buy a whole new handbrake. You could just buy the motherboard, and this motherboard works because I've been using it for months already with no problem. And I'm going to put that motherboard in the link in the description too. And if it's perfectly, just the screws are a little loose, but they give you something to hold it in place. So you're going to be good. It's nothing major. Believe me, if I kept it, it's good. I promise you. So that stand has been doing an amazing job for me, right? Because I needed something where I didn't want to have another whole sim rig in here and taking up more space. I make content in this lab, like for numerous of channels, podcasts, episodes, all that. So I didn't want to have two chairs, big chairs in here. And this is the same chair that most of these sets give you, or it looks like a racing chair. So I'm like, I'm good, bro. And this chair, everybody cries about it. And I'll place the link to this too if I find it. This is not a sponsored video. All these products are bought by me with my money. And honestly, to be perfectly honest with you, with money I generated on the internet. This is facts. So anything is possible. I've never bought one piece of equipment with money from elsewhere. All the money I've invested in my setup has been from money I made right here on the internet, whether it was building computers, whether it was video ad money, whether it was whatever money it was from the internet. Legitimate, hard work, taxable, taxed money. You get it? So check this out. This is what I'm looking at right now. That's part of my setup. That's my main rig connected with Ethernet. That's my big melon head right there, if you can see that. And the Go XLR. I got other mixes. The Go XLR is not needed. That's the Elgato clamp back there, but the light is not Elgato. It's Relanio, something like that. So I bought the box separate. The light is like $70. I think it's cheaper than that. But the Elgato desk mount was $70 at that time. So it came out to like $140 with tax, $140 something. But you would have normally paid $250 for one Elgato key light that looks the same to me. You get it? The only thing is that people think you can't connect it with your Stream Deck, but there's a way for a few bucks and a plug-in. That's it. That's for another video, but it could be done. And I just find it like I ain't got no problem with reaching over and plop to save $100. And with the same money that I would have bought just one Elgato light, I got two of those. You get it? So it makes sense. You know, everything don't have to be name brand because other people are buying it when it works the same, my dude. And a lot of people have these Relanios. The only thing, they're a little more squared than a little round than the Elgatos. But anyway, as you can see, I like to play with all the LED, RGB. I'm into all that. That's when the 2060 Super Mini was in that PC, right? With two other RAM sticks. Those RAM sticks were amazing. They buy a company called PYN or something like that. I loved those RAM sticks, bro. But I did away with them and I passed them on. But they were still pricey. The same price as the Corsair ones. But let's get back to this sim rig. Pop. So this is how it looks. Pop. When I put it up now, the sim, right? So it looks pretty cool. So I had, before I had those, the shifter, the Logitech G29 and the Amazon Handbrake there, but I got the Moza, right? Boom. Now, is there with an AOC 1920 by 1080 165 hertz monitor. That's a VA panel. All my other monitors are IPS panel, but I bought one VA for the first time, and then I realized that, Jesus Christ, they're robbing us. Not all the time, because some IPS panels are amazing, but you could save more than half of the money if you buy a VA panel, which is brighter. You can see things better. Just sometimes some people feel the blacks are off, and there's a way you could fix that in the settings. So it's just weird to me. So once I started to really pay attention to things like that, I said, wait, I'm spending too much money. I'm spending thousands. Even though it was still $180, you could find it nowadays for like $150 or a little less. And those AOC monitors are amazing. And if it's your first monitor, you're not even going to know what's going on. It's going to be amazing anyway. So you see the stand there? So what I did was, I had to get it away from my desk because I had to make content. And I was coming in the lab, in the studio, and finding the wheel there with the stand because I didn't put it up, like fold it up and put it against the wall the night before. And I'll start drifting and trying to practice to learn how to drift before making actual content. And you can't forget what made you in the first place and what's bringing you in a little change. Until you start, you get it? If you're not making no change from the drifting or the gaming yet, it doesn't make sense. So I had to move it, and I moved it there, and we had these tables that I bought for my basement, like for the parties and get-togethers. We throw a lot of parties in my house. Party people. Not like Diddy, but just regular parties. And that table is like, like them hospital tables that only has like one stick on one side, and they go up and down for you to eat your luncheon. So they like about $80. So I put this piece at the bottom with 3M tape, like a 2x4, but it's like a little stick, just so it could clamp the Logitech shifter right and certain things that I wanted to clamp because the wood on it was a little too, not only because it was thin, because it's a proper size, it's a slippery wood. I don't know if you get it. It's like shined. So the bottom one holds it like more pop and it's thicker and just better. And then I plug it to a hub. And those hubs, I had them for years laying around. They still 3.0. So everything is plugged into that hub. And then that hub is plugged with like a USB extender, super long 20-foot cable that goes all the way around me to the back of my PC because I didn't want to bring my PC to that side of the room. You have to reconnect everything after you did cable management. So there's a lot of cables on that side of the floor, and I'm going to try to figure that out. But one step at a time, I'm always plugging and unplugging things, so it behooves me just to leave things alone. Pop, that's how it looks today. And I did that because I was trying to make a video and show the magic and go plop and how it switches from a smaller screen to a bigger screen. That's a Corey Rigi, something, the name. I forget the name of that monitor. It's with a K. Kurori, but it's on sale for like 200 and something bucks. Now that monitor, it's amazing. It's humongous. I mean, it feels humongous. It's not much of a difference from the 24 inches. I was gonna get a 60 something inch, 3 of them to do like the whole immersive feeling. But then I was like, I don't know, bro. I'm never gonna get off of this thing. And I have 3 monitors. Remember, I got 3 AOC monitors right in front of me that I could just pair them and do the triple monitor thing. And I plan on doing it, but here's the thing. Pop. So look at this stand there. Look at that monitor, bro. That monitor is amazing. I did that thumbnail. I use it as a back thing sometimes. That's CNRAQR, actually. So where I really learned how to drift, the little bit that I do know, was in CNRAQR. Because I couldn't get a set of Corsa settings for some reason, but then I figured it out. But anyway, overall, this sim stand has been amazing. I got the Thrustmaster shifter, which is not needed again. If I knew today that the Thrustmaster shifter didn't feel much of a difference from the Logitech G29, I would have never got it. The only thing with the Thrustmaster shifter is that it has a metal ball and that metal piece, and it feels just a little more sturdy. But once I added the sword and all that that's on the... Sometimes I play around with it and I change the knobs. I bought like the Katana sword. This other gold and black knob that goes on the Moza Handbrake. So that knob is replaceable. Certain knobs do fit it. You can see mine's the way I did it. And I put them on and off depending how I feel. I switch it around. But if I knew that it wasn't that sturdy, that you still got to go out and spend more money to make it gloom, like a hard shift, I would have never spent. It cost $200 and something. The Thrustmaster shifter right there where you see it, that little silver ball at the bottom. I mean, come on, my guy. There's shifters that are more clunky, like clunk, clunk. You know what I mean? That people like that clunk, 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 right? that cost $80. Themselves, Thrustmaster came out with a pretty good shifter. There's like $70 recently. And for some apparent reason, I love the way the Logitech shifter looks right there in black. Now, I added that Nike sign to it. That doesn't go there. In fact, it wasn't even glued on. I was just thinking of doing it because it goes with like my life and the way I grew up out here in New York City. But whatever. Boom. This whole thing has been an amazing experience. So I'm glad that I got into it. You know, it's an addiction. It's a lot of money. I spent thousands of dollars on it. Just that wheelbase is $500 on sale, and you could imagine everything else. But I'll leave some things in the links in the description if you want to get them. But yeah, that's been amazing. And that monitor, the experience is wow, right? So now here's the thing. I'm not the best drifter or the best sim racer, but we all practice, and practice makes perfect. It took some people years to get there, but I've been doing pretty good, you know? But I'm more like having fun with it. I'm not trying to get realism. I drove for a living all my life. I drove trucks and buses, school buses, and handicapped kids to school the times that I was home from prison. In New York City, they don't care. As long as you got that CDL, you could drive anybody. You just can't have like no wild cases against minors. And I don't got none of that and never will. But with that being said, I plan on spinning those 3 monitors that you see there. You can see the corner of the other one. So the main one that's in the middle of me is the 165 hertz, is the VA panel. I usually used to have it the other way, but then I figured out that if you still want your footage to look like IPS and you want to save money, right? The one in the middle, I record on. You see the webcam? That's a Logitech C920. I have a bunch of different cameras I use in different angles. But behind me is my streaming PC. That's my main PC. What I do is I use that one to record, in the middle one, which is a VA panel, which people say it don't look right, the coloration, whatever. A lot of gamers like it. A lot of people don't like it. But then the IPS that's in a portrait form, right? Like looking like a phone. It's IPS. So it's being sent out in a VA, but captured in an IPS. And it looks amazing. It just looks like an IPS because it darkens it after that when it goes over there. Pop. And it's going through the Elgato HD60X capture card. To some people, is the best capture card in the world, which wasn't needed because I was using a $15 capture card that was doing amazing. So this whole tech thing is something that I'm into, something that I like. Let me know what you would like to talk about next. Should you get this stand, the GT, anything that says, I know the GT, Omega, Apex, amazing. And then I added this. Let me see if I find that video. This, oh my God. You see, there I had it on my desk when I modded the Logitech G920. I bought that wheel on Amazon for $80. I think a little less, but it went back up, should I say, to $80. I think I paid like 70 or something like that. I'm not sure, but it wasn't 100. It was around that price point. I was a little upset with that wheel because I thought that the stitching inside came in yellow, and it didn't. It came in black, and I seen other people's yellow, and that's the reason why I bought it. But I wasn't going to send it back. I wasn't into sending things back. I never am. So you could imagine how many people they get with that. So be careful because it says yellow stitching and it tells you where to mark for yellow and black, and it don't matter. They send you whichever one they have at the time back. So you can see the sword there on the Logitech G920, and I added a quick release with a metal hub. It made it heavy, and it probably made it a little too heavy for the desk. It was like moving up and down. So if you add everything metal and the back hub piece that's going to hold the quick release is not like a 3D printed thing, you need to be careful because a few, like a little pound or a few ounces or whatever it is that you add to it could change the whole feel of it real fast. So I'm waiting to connect it to the sim. I keep switching. I make content on both of them, but I'm dying to use that deep dish wheel on the Fanatec wheelbase. I'm just waiting to update the pop, you know, the quick release for that Fanatic. I just hate ordering things that come weeks later. But anyway, I was bugging out here in a settle, and I don't know how the footage is going to look because this is already old footage, and the bitrate is not major high here. So you see, it was still spinning back towards me, but you can see it there. You see, it still was good. It's heavy, and it's still giving the look at the handbrake going to work. Now it's not about my drifting. It's about did it work. That's what that video was about too. Pop. You seen it there? Spin back. It spin back, bro. So you see, that's how I utilize it now when I'm live or when I'm making videos. What I'm facing is actually like the picture or that I showed you a second ago, where the 3 screens are at, the AOC screens, and then I have the other 32-inch one there with the rig and that table, yada yada, and then that behind me is holding another webcam somewhere in there. I got it like clammed on that captures the wheel spin and all that back. You get it? So yeah, it's been working itself out because I know the setup. You get it? So you got to put it to your liking, what works for you, yada yada. Check this out though. Right? What I'm doing is trying to find the video where I could show you what I clamped to it, this tray, because I had to keep turning to the other side to actually reach my keyboard, even though I had a wireless mouse and I was using it on my thigh, like on my lap, and it will work. The glorious mind is but I'm looking for the video with that tray. That tray is amazing for $50. So you see right there that I'm have both of my hands on the wheel and the keyboard is still under there. What's clammed under there is this tray by Vivo that costs $50 only. It's probably cheaper than that. I'm gonna put either on the screen. It's gonna be the product where you could just tap it, or in the description, either or. But this is amazing, my guy. And I clamped it to the sim stand. So other ones that go for sim rigs and all that are hundreds of dollars and they cheap. This is sturdy, is good. And now I put it on the side so it could slide in, because if not, it's actually longer than the sim stand. You can see it more right there where I'm using it, Pop. You see I got my mouse in my hand and all that. So it clammed onto there. And I put a mouse pad from the Warrior Phoenix Edition keyboard that I customized. And that's a MSI full-size keyboard there. Pop. So that is the best thing that I've bought lately. The best investment. That was super needed. You see, in this video, I'm looking over to the chat, because in the desk that I was in, I actually used the first monitor, and that one that's standing like portrait mode, that's for the chat. You know the setup. You know how it goes. So I always got to turn back. So I'm going to put another screen like right there in front of me. That turning back situation is not what's up for me. It's not working out too good with my neck. Anyway, let me know what you would like me to talk about next. I'll post the video with the pop. Look at that. With the keyboard tray, like the full video is somewhere. I think it's in my main PC. I just couldn't find it right now. I kept clicking and other stuff keeps coming out. I don't know what you might see that I don't need you to see. But let us know if you enjoyed this video, man. I just wanted to pop out and talk about some beautiful tech stuff. Thank you for tuning in to Tech for Rec, bro. We're going to get into the audio. We're going to go live more and gaming. I got a drift channel called Drifty Boys, but I was starting to do it here, but I don't know if I should mix the gaming with the tech. I don't know, man. But shout out to everybody that's on Drifty Boys. I still do go live over there from time to time, but I was trying to move it all here. But I don't want people to get confused and just look at this as a full gaming channel, because it's not. It's a lot of tech, and I just happen to game on as my hobby. You get it? I've been gaming since I was a little kid. Who doesn't, right? But stay blessed. Stay creative. Good luck on your journey.